just introduce yourself. Let us know, where you from, and just a little bit about yourself and your musical background.
Yeah. So what's up, guys? I'm Weezna. This is my studio, TrueSoundStudios. It is in my home, so nobody else works here. It's just me and occasionally my two dogs.
Awesome.
My dad was in a band. He played drums. Always had the drum kit set up in the basement. Loved listening to music, and I got into like speaker systems. And then finally one day when I was like 14, started playing drums. Instantly wanted to record. Grabbed my dad's cassette recorder. I bought two. I can't remember if it's Target or maybe it was Kmart or Walmart karaoke mics.
Yeah.
And that was how I first started recording.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
And my neighbors across the street one played guitar, one played bass. We started a band, and man, from there it was like obsessive. Like I built my own mixer, bought mics, started playing drums. And then of course I wanted to write. So, being a drummer, I needed to play something with some notation to it. Sure. So I picked up keys, started producing, got slowly better at, but when I started, there was no YouTube or anything like that. You read like audio recording for dummies or whatever it was.
Yeah. I remember.
And, just, got better. People started to pay me for it. At one point it was $35 for the recording, the mixing. I didn't even know about mastering then.
Yeah.
If it took you a week to record, it was $35.
Whoa, that's awesome, man. Things have changed so fast technology wise. And, my first pair of studio monitors were KRK Rocket 5s. And that's kind of where the production name came from. I started on like Reason 1, like the first Reason.
Yeah.
You never thought that home recording would go to this level. It was always, you had to go to a big studio.
Yeah.
I didn't really know a lot about it. So it's awesome to see your progression. And I'm sure as you see throughout the years, you're really, really excited about that, man.
The thing is it's not just recording. It's not just producing, mixing. Like I just love all of it. I mean, a lot of people will say, oh, after you leave the studio for the night, like, is that it? You do not even listen to music, but it's like, now I listen to music while I'm making dinner. And then after my wife falls asleep on the couch, like I probably stay up for another 2-3 hours watching YouTube videos, looking up new gear, how to do this, it's not just a job for me. Like I love this. This is like, it's just in my blood.
Bro, I hear you, man. I definitely hear you. It's when you have a passion such as yours and you're able to do it for a living, it shows in your studio, man. I gotta say, you have an awesome studio, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
And then that's like another thing that, when I was growing up, my dad, it's not like they didn't have a ton of money or anything. We had enough to pay the bills and stuff. So my dad did all the housework himself because my parents couldn't afford to really pay anybody. So my dad learned, and then consequently I was always there to help because I was always the one, let's just rip it apart. Let's just take it apart. So the building thing came into it. And that's where like things really helped me out a lot, especially when I was first starting out. Because obviously money's always an issue, right? I mean, it's literally always a thing. So I've always worked in my own studio. So I had to buy my own gear. When things broke, I had to replace it. Clients coming in, you might be really cautious with your stuff, but other people,
not so much. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know they try to be, but things happen.
I don't know. Maybe you're like me. I always look at gear as like, even if you buy it, I always say it's kind of rented in that, like I take care of a piece of gear and when I kind of upgrade, I'll sell it. So I usually keep most of my stuff in top-notch condition. That way I can pass it along and somebody else can use it,
Absolutely. Especially if you buy, like I buy probably 95% of everything used. So,
Okay.
you buy something at $1,000 used, there's probably a good chance that you can sell it for $1,000 if you don't love it.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, yeah.
except when it gets to the old vintage gear.
Yeah.
You have old vintage gear. If you were around, if you were buying gear in like the early 2000s, I'm sure you can make a crazy amount of money because that stuff was selling for nothing.
Yeah.
And, I looked at it as, why would you want to buy analog gear? And now everyone hunts for it. I hunt for it. Every single night I go on Reverb and eBay and look for old gear.